In today's video, I'm going to read about half of Revelation chapter 20, and it's talking about Satan and when Satan is bound. And a lot of people question whether this has already happened. And personally, I don't think that much changes if it has happened or not. And I do tend to just, if I had to have an opinion on it, I don't think that the millennial reign has already happened. And I don't think that Satan has been bound yet, but I could be wrong, and that could have already happened. And sometimes people point out the Tartaria stuff and mention how they think that's left over. And sometimes I do look at all the art that exists out there and all the really high quality music and stuff that is about Jesus. And I think, maybe that's the kind of stuff that would happen in the millennial reign. All of that crazy good music was made, but I don't know. I tend to think that the Tartaria stuff is left over from the Nephilim, and I think that artists have just been inspired, divinely inspired. People who follow Jesus have created some amazing art because they had divine inspiration. And so that's my opinion on the whole millennial reign thing. Let's read this though, because there's an important thing here. So this is Revelation chapter 20. And I saw an angel come down from heaven, having the key of the bottomless pit and a great chain in his hand. And he laid hold on the dragon, that old serpent, which is the devil. And when they say that old serpent, I think it's saying that same serpent from the garden. It's making a reference way back to the beginning. Which is the devil and Satan, and bound him 1,000 years, and cast him into the bottomless pit, and shut him up, and set a seal upon him, that he should deceive the nations no more, till the 1,000 years should be fulfilled, and after that he must be loosed a little season. So, interesting things there. There's bottomless pits, and shut him up in there. I wonder if he just keeps falling, because it's easier to do that than fight it and try to fly up. And maybe once it's almost 1,000 years, he'll teleport up or something. I don't know. But it's interesting to think of a bottomless pit out there where Satan is bound. And the part about deceiving the nations, I think, is the most important part. That is, Satan is ultimately a deceiver. I think a lot of times people think of Satan as like trying to make everybody sin, which, sure, but I mean, a lot of people just sin naturally because of free will. That it's in man's nature to sin ever since Adam and Eve. Children lie like crazy, and people... I don't think that Satan needs to get directly involved to get man to sin, is what I'm saying. That we sin fine without Satan trying to trick us, but Satan is ultimately a deceiver and deceiving the nations. And it makes me think of how before I started following Jesus, I decided for myself that the truth was the most important thing. And then that ended up being connected to Jesus. And it's like Satan is the opposite of that. So is all about the lie. And so that's just something that I don't know that people necessarily emphasize the deceiver part of it enough. That Satan is a deceiver. His children are deceivers. And deceiving the nations. And there is earth-wide deceptions going on. Entire nations are deceived. Entire people, entire generations are deceived by Satan. And I guess it kind of comes out in the media. I would say that the deceiving part comes out in the media with like the monkey paw effect. How a lot of people think of Satan like giving people earthly riches and stuff like that. But the deception is usually the monkey paw aspect of that, meaning like, sure, Satan will give you something, but there's twists. Like, think of how horrible it would be to live as a celebrity. Like, all of the downsides of that. And nothing's for free. There's always going to be... You don't just get something for free in this life. There's going to be some negatives that come with it. If you're just a satanic minion, their lives aren't all amazing, all what it seems. And yeah, I'm going to keep reading. So this is, I guess, just more information. Leave a comment. What do you think? Do you think that that the millennial reign has already happened and we're in the little season where Satan is let loose again. I think it's possible, but I don't know. I think that we're the beginning of the end, and hey, maybe some of us are the blessed few that are going to be talked about coming up in the next couple verses. The people who are in the end, are in the tribulation times with the mark of the beast, are actually a very blessed generation because they get to live with Christ for 1,000 years. And so let's read about that. This is verse 4, Revelation chapter 20. And I saw thrones, and they sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them. And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Jesus, and for the word of God, and which had not worshipped the beast, neither his image, neither had received his mark upon their foreheads, or in their hands, and they lived and reigned with Christ 1,000 years. So that's interesting too, because the souls of them that were beheaded, so are some people resurrected and then live in the 1,000 years with Jesus? That's kind of what that sounds like. Like certain martyrs are resurrected in order to participate in the 1,000-year reign of Christ. That's at least what it sounds like to me. I wonder how John here could tell the difference. Do the ones that were beheaded have like a mark they can, like, you can see on their neck or something? I don't know. But the rest of the dead lived not again. Yeah, so this does sound like there's going to be specific chosen few who are resurrected to be in the 1,000-year reign with Christ. That's very interesting. But the rest of the dead lived not again until the 1,000 years were finished. This is the first resurrection. Blessed and holy is he that hath part in the first resurrection. On such the second death hath no power, but they shall be priests of God and of Christ, and shall reign with him 1,000 years. Well, that's it. Maybe worth some future videos, maybe reading the rest of the chapter, or talking more about the millennial reign, and or if it's already happened or not. I kind of gave my opinion on that already, so you can let me know what you think in the comments. Hope you enjoyed. God bless everyone.